You did everything right. You worked hard, you saved your money, and played by all the rules. So why does it feel like you're just falling further behind? Why does it feel like you're running on a treadmill, burning all your energy, but going absolutely nowhere? You listened to the advice. You've been patient. You sacrificed. And yet the gap between where you are and where you want to be just keeps getting wider every year. You feel a little more tired, a little more disillusioned. You see other people who don't seem to work as hard, who definitely don't play fair, pulling ahead at an impossible speed. It's because you were taught to play a game that was rigged from the very beginning. After 30, the people who get truly wealthy aren't playing fair anymore. They're playing a completely different game. A game of power, a strategy, and ruthless ambition. They're playing by the rules of Machiavelli. The comforting lies you were told about money. That honesty is the best policy, that hard work is always rewarded, are the very chains keeping you financially captive. The wealthy don't teach their children these rules. They teach them the architecture of power. In this video, I'm going to show you those rules. We're going to deconstruct the 7 Machiavellian laws of wealth that the powerful use to build fortunes, while everyone else is taught to moralize their own poverty. This isn't about getting rich quick. This is a philosophical awakening. This is the truth about money stripped of all the sentimentality. Prepare to see the world as it actually is, not as you wish it were. Before we can learn the new rules, we have to tear down the old ones. The entire financial philosophy, sold to the middle class, is a masterpiece of social control, designed to create a population of diligent workers, not powerful owners. Think about the advice you were given. Go to school, get a good job, work hard for 40 years, save 10% of your income, and one day you'll retire. Maybe that path worked for your grandparents. But today, following that advice is like bringing a sword to a drone fight. It's noble, it's outdated, and it's completely ineffective. The first part of this deception is the myth of hard work. You were told that effort equals results. But look around you. Are the wealthiest people the ones physically working the hardest? Or are they the ones who understand systems and leverage? Hard work just makes you tired. Wealth is built through leverage, calculated risk, and making decisions that would terrify most people. The person working 80 hours a week in a warehouse is working hard. The person who owns the warehouse, the software, and the trucks is building a fortune. One is trading his life for a wage. The other commands an army of assets that work for him while he sleeps. The second deception is saving money. You were praised for putting money in a savings account. But what you were really doing was lending your money to a bank for a return that is almost always lower than the real rate of inflation. You are literally paying for the privilege of losing purchasing power. Your saved dollar today will buy less next year, and even less the year after. Saving isn't an act of building wealth. It's a defensive crouch in a game you are guaranteed to lose over time. The wealthy know this. They don't hoard cash. They use cash to buy assets that either produce more cash or grow in value faster than the currency is being debased. While you're saving, they're converting. The third and most dangerous deception is the idea of fairness. You believe that if you're honest and loyal, the system will reward you. Machiavelli would laugh at this. The financial system isn't broken. It was built this way on purpose. The complex tax codes, the loopholes, the easy access to cheap debt for the rich. These are not accidents. They are features, not bugs. They are the hidden pathways the wealthy use to multiply their capital, while the average person is told that all debt is evil and taking risks is irresponsible. The financial mistakes ordinary people make are the very things that fuel the system. Your credit card debt and unrefinanced mortgage generate the profits that subsidize lower costs for the rich. It's a reverse Robin Hood effect, where the errors of the masses directly benefit the sophisticated players. You're not just playing in the system, you are its fuel. After 30, you can't ignore this reality anymore. Before 30, you could blame it on inexperience. But after 30, continuing to play by the fair rules is a conscious choice to surrender. To break free, you have to stop hoping the game will become fair. You have to learn to play it as it truly is. And that starts with the first Machiavellian law of wealth. Law number 1. See clearly. Reject comfortable lies. The first, most critical step to seizing power is to see the world as it is, not as you wish it was. Machiavelli called this the effectual truth. For us, this means brutally rejecting the comfortable lies we tell ourselves to feel better about our financial situation. Most people live in a fog of self-deception. They use phrases that make doing nothing feel like a moral victory. Money isn't everything. I'm not materialistic. Rich people are all greedy and unhappy. Machiavelli would call these what they are: excuses. They're defense mechanisms designed to protect your ego from the painful truth that you haven't mastered a critical part of the game. Saying money isn't everything is often a coping mechanism for not knowing how to get it. It turns a lack of skill into a sign of moral superiority. To see clearly, you have to cut through this noise. You have to look at wealth not as a measure of character, but as a system of power that runs on its own cold logic. The market doesn't care if you're a good person. It rewards you for solving problems and for positioning yourself correctly. The economy doesn't care about your soul. It cares about whether you're providing value. The wealthy don't get rich because they're smarter or work harder in the traditional sense. They get rich because they see the world without a moralizing filter. They see the flows of capital, the incentives in the tax code, and the psychology of human desire for what they are. This law demands a ruthless audit of your own beliefs. Write down everything you believe about money and rich people. Then, for each belief, ask yourself, does this belief empower me to take action? Or does it give me an excuse to do nothing? Take the belief that all debt is bad. That's a comfortable lie. It simplifies a complex tool into a simple evil and excuses you from learning how to use it. The effectual truth is that debt is an amplifier. For the undisciplined, it amplifies mistakes and leads to ruin. But in the hands of the strategic, it's a powerful weapon used to acquire income-producing assets. The wealthy use debt to buy assets that go up in value. The poor use debt to buy things that go down in value, or the belief that it takes money to make money. Another excuse for never starting. The effectual truth is that what you really need is cunning and leverage. You need to be a fox to spot the traps and a lion to seize opportunities. You need to find a small gap in the market and exploit it. This takes strategic thinking, not a big inheritance. Adopting this first law is painful. It means admitting that your financial situation isn't just the fault of the system, but the result of your own flawed thinking. It means accepting that your most cherished beliefs about money might be the very bars of your cage. But once you see the machine for what it is, you're no longer its victim. You can start to interact with it on your own terms. You stop moralizing and start strategizing. If you're committed to seeing things as they are, comment effectual truth below. This is the foundation. Without it, nothing else works. You can't win a game if you refuse to see the rules. Law number 2. The gap is where power lives, not income. The second Machiavellian law completely rewrites the story we're told about wealth. Society screams at you to earn more. It obsesses over high salaries and big revenue numbers. But this is a trap. Focusing on income alone is for amateurs. The true source of financial power isn't in what you earn. It's in the gap between what you earn and what you spend. This sounds simple, like basic budgeting advice, but it's not. From a Machiavellian view, this isn't about saving for a rainy day. It's about amassing power. The gap isn't a safety net. It's your war chest, your leverage, your army, your freedom. Think about 2 people. First, a doctor earning $500,000 a year. She lives in a huge house, drives 2 luxury cars, and takes lavish vacations. Her lifestyle eats up $490,000 of her income. Her gap is $10,000. She looks rich, but she's fragile. One lawsuit or a market downturn, and her world shatters. She's a slave to her own income, owned by the lifestyle she's working so hard to maintain. Now consider a plumber earning $70,000 a year. He lives in a modest house, drives a reliable truck, and is disciplined with his spending. His lifestyle costs him $40,000 a year. His gap is $30,000. To the outside world, he's just a regular guy. But in the math of power, he's far stronger. That $30,000 gap isn't just savings. It's a weapon. It's capital that can be deployed. He can use it to buy a rental property, invest in the market, or start a side business. While the doctor is running faster and faster just to stay in place, the plumber is quietly building an engine of wealth. His gap gives him options and prevents him from being owned by every setback. This requires a huge mental shift. You have to stop seeing extra money as a reward to be spent on comfort. You must see it as capital to be deployed. Every dollar that doesn't go to your lifestyle is a soldier you send out to conquer new territory and bring back prisoners in the form of dividends, rent, or capital gains. This is why chasing a higher salary without first mastering the gap is a fool's errand. For most people, a bigger income just leads to bigger expenses, what's known as lifestyle creep. You get a raise, you buy a bigger house, you get a bonus, you buy a fancier car. You end up on the same treadmill, just going faster. You're no more free with a $200,000 salary than you were with a $50,000 one, because you never protected the gap. To use this law, you have to look at every expense in terms of the power it costs you. That daily $7 latte isn't just $7. It's $2,555 a year. That could have been a soldier in your army, compounding and growing for you. That new car payment isn't just $500 a month. It's a battalion of soldiers you've surrendered for an appreciating status symbol. The masses focus on earning. The powerful are obsessed with accumulating. They know that the gap, protected ruthlessly and invested wisely, is the seed from which all great fortunes grow. Control the gap, and you control your destiny. Law number 3. Never bow to a single source of money. In The Prince, Machiavelli warns against relying on a single source of power, whether it's one mercenary army or one powerful ally. He knew that dependency is a form of surrender. In our world, this translates to a stark law. Never, ever bow to a single source of money. For most people, their entire financial life hangs by a single thread. One job. This is the most dangerous position you can be in. Yet it's sold to us as security. A steady paycheck, benefits, a 401k. These feel safe, but Machiavelli would call them the tools of modern servitude. They represent maximum fragility disguised as security. If your entire income depends on one boss, one company, and one industry, then you're owned. You can't speak your mind freely. You can't take big risks. You're one bad performance review, one corporate merger, or one new technology away from ruin. You are not a free actor. You are a vassal. The wealthy understand this instinctively. They don't think in terms of a job. They think in terms of cash flow. They build a financial life made of multiple independent income streams. This isn't just about having a side hustle. It's about building different streams that don't depend on each other. Imagine the portfolio of a strategic person. Primary profession, their main source of income, but what they are always trying to systematize so it can run without them. Real estate, rental income that is tied to the housing market, not their job. Paper assets, dividends from stocks, giving them a piece of corporate profits from around the world. Intellectual property, royalties from a book, a course, or a patent that pays them over and over for work they did once. Private lending, earning interest by lending money to other businesses. If one of these streams gets hit, say the stock market crashes, the others keep flowing. This structure provides more than just defense. It provides a platform for offense. When one part of the economy is in crisis, they can use cash from their healthy streams to buy up distressed assets at a huge discount. While the single-income person is panicking, they are conquering. The barrier here is mental. It's much easier to rely on that bi-weekly paycheck. Building multiple streams takes time and energy up front, but you have to shift your perspective. Your 9-to-5 job is no longer your career. It is your first investor. It's the seed capital you're using to build your other engines of wealth. Start small. A high-yield savings account is a tiny second stream. Renting out a spare room is a third. Learning a skill you can freelance with is a fourth. The goal is to relentlessly add new independent sources of cash flow until the day your main paycheck is a choice, not a necessity. If you're ready to stop being a vassal to a single paycheck, a comment break the chain. The moment your other income streams cover your living expenses, you've achieved true financial freedom. You no longer bow to anyone. Law number 4. Build leverage and let systems fight for you. The fourth law is what separates the laborer from the leader. The masses are taught to fight with their own 2 hands, to trade their time directly for money. But your time is finite. There are only 24 hours in a day. you will eventually hit a ceiling. And you will burn out. The wealthy, operating like Machiavelli, rarely fight their own battles. They build systems, structures, and armies that fight for them. This is the principle of leverage. Leverage is the art of getting exponential results from a finite effort. While most people are busy working in their lives, the rich are busy building systems for their lives. When people hear leverage, they usually think of debt or some passive income fantasy. But true leverage is about building a machine. The rich don't just work harder, they design smarter. There are three main types of leverage to master. 1. Financial leverage. This is using other people's money, OPM, to control assets. The best example is a mortgage on a rental property. You might put down 20% of your own money, but you get 100% of the appreciation and the cash flow. You've leveraged your capital 5 to 1. While the masses are taught to fear debt, the powerful wield it as a weapon to amplify their returns. 2. Time leverage. This is building a machine that works without you. If you're a consultant charging $200 an hour, your income is capped by your time. But what if you create a digital course teaching your method? You build it once, and it can sell thousands of times, 24/7, making money while you sleep. That's leverage. What if you hire another consultant for $100 an hour and bill them out at $200? You've just leveraged their time for your own profit. Building a business or hiring people are acts of creating time leverage. 3. Knowledge and media leverage. This is the leverage of teach once, benefit forever. When you write a book, start a YouTube channel, or build a popular blog, you create an asset that can work for you indefinitely. A single video can be seen by millions over many years, building your authority, attracting opportunities. Your initial effort is leveraged across a potentially unlimited audience. You stop chasing opportunities and start attracting them. The mindset here is to constantly ask, how can I do this once and benefit from it 1,000 times? The wealthy add one small system, one new point of leverage. It could be a small rental property, an online course, or hiring their first assistant. Over a decade, the compounding effect is astronomical. They've built an invisible army that works for them around the clock. You have to stop being a gear in the machine and become the engineer who builds the machine itself. Law number 5. Position yourself where money wants to go. A brilliant general can still lose the war if he picks the wrong battlefield. Machiavelli knew that positioning was often more important than brute force. Certain cities at the crossroads of trade naturally got rich. The same is true in today's economy. Your talent and effort will be massively amplified or totally wasted, depending on where you choose to position yourself. The 5th law is this: strategically position yourself where money, opportunity, and influence are already flowing. Most people are passive about their careers. They take whatever job is available in their hometown, in an industry they just fell into. A talented person in a dying industry, like print newspapers, will struggle. A mediocre person in a booming industry, like artificial intelligence, will be lifted by a rising tide. A strategist doesn't leave positioning to chance. They study the terrain. They ask, where is the capital flowing? Which industries are getting huge investments? Money flows create opportunities. Being in the path of that flow is like putting your sail up in a strong wind. What are the most valuable problems to solve? The world pays a fortune for solutions to its biggest problems. Instead of asking, "What's my passion?" a strategist asks, "What are the most valuable problems I can solve? Where are the power networks?" Proximity is power. Being in a major hub like New York, Silicon Valley, or London gives you access to people and information you can't get anywhere else. If you can't be there physically, you have to get there digitally. What are the emerging trends? A strategist is always looking 5 to 10 years ahead. They're learning the skills of tomorrow, not perfecting the skills of yesterday. They saw the internet coming. They are now studying AI, biotech, and decentralized finance. They position themselves at the edge of change to ride the wave, not get crushed by it. This isn't about chasing fads. It's about making a calculated long-term bet on where the world is going and placing yourself in its path. It might mean changing careers, learning a difficult new skill, or even moving. For example, a skilled marketer at a local furniture store has a limited ceiling. But that same marketer, if they reposition themselves as an expert in AI-driven marketing for tech companies, has an almost unlimited ceiling. The skill set is similar. The positioning is radically different. One is a pond, the other is an ocean. You have to stop thinking of yourself as a fixed person. You are a strategic asset. Ask yourself, is my industry growing or shrinking? Is my network pulling me up or holding me down? Are my skills becoming more or less valuable? The masses wait for opportunities to come to them. The powerful understand that opportunities are a function of positioning. If you're ready to make a conscious choice about where you play the game, comment strategic positioning. They don't wait for the future. They move to where the future is being built. Law number 6. Build fortresses of invisible wealth. The 6th law is classic Machiavelli, and it runs completely counter to modern culture. We live in an age of performative wealth. People flex on social media with rented Lamborghinis and designer watches. They confuse looking rich with being powerful. Machiavelli would call this a fatal error. The law is this: you must build fortresses, not facades. True, lasting wealth isn't loud, it's silent, it's not visible, it's structural. If your wealth is the most interesting thing about you, you've already lost. You've shown your enemies where to attack. You've made yourself a target for lawsuits, for envy, and for the taxman. The Machiavellian approach is to become the grey man of wealth. Appear ordinary. Be extraordinary in your financial structure. This is the art of disguise. While others are buying liabilities to look rich, you're quietly acquiring assets that make you rich. Building a fortress of invisible wealth means 1. Structure over spectacle. The truly wealthy don't just own assets. They control them through a web of legal structures like LLCs, holding companies, and trusts. An asset is rarely held in their personal name. Why? Because personal assets are vulnerable. If you get sued, everything in your name is at risk. But if your assets are owned by legal entities, you create a firewall. This isn't about illegal evasion. It's about sophisticated legal asset protection. 2. Hidden and boring income streams. While others chase glamorous startups, the fortress builder buys boring businesses that people always need. Think laundromats, self-storage facilities, waste management companies. These businesses aren't sexy, but they are resilient. They generate predictable cash flow no matter what the market is doing. 3. Geographic diversification. A true fortress isn't built in just one place. A sophisticated investor spreads assets across different countries. They might own real estate abroad or hold securities through an international brokerage. This protects them from the political and economic risks of any single nation. 4. Separating identity from income. Your wealth should survive without your personal brand. If your whole fortune is tied to you being an influencer or consultant, what happens if you want to retire? Or, if your reputation takes a hit, the fortress builder creates wealth that is not dependent on their public profile. This approach creates what you could call economic gravity. People and opportunities orbit you. Not because you're loud, but because your financial structure has a powerful, silent pull. You have capital when others are desperate. You have stability when others are in chaos. This requires a deep psychological shift. It means getting satisfaction from the silent compounding of your assets, not from the applause of the crowd. It means choosing the boring, profitable business over the exciting, fragile one. Do you want to look rich? Or do you want to be powerful? The two are rarely the same. Law number 7. Use money as a pressure system. The final and most ruthless law is also the most brilliant. It reveals the ultimate purpose of money, beyond just buying things. In the hands of a master, money is a tool for understanding and shaping human behavior. It is a pressure system. Amateurs think people work for money. That's only partly true. What people will work far harder for is to not lose the life that money gives them. The fear of loss is a much stronger motivator than the desire for gain. The wealthy understand this. They use money as a diagnostic tool and a system of control. This is the art of calculated patronage. When a powerful person gives a gift or funds a project, it's rarely just about kindness. It's an experiment. Machiavelli wouldn't watch for gratitude. He would watch for patterns. Who becomes entitled and acts like the gift is a new right. They reveal their weakness. Who becomes fiercely loyal, willing to do anything to keep the money flowing. They reveal their usefulness. Who becomes resentful, seeing the patronage as a form of control. They reveal their pride and their potential as a future rival. Who takes the money and builds something with it, trying to become independent. They reveal their ambition and strength. Through these small tests, the strategist maps the psychological terrain around them. Money becomes a truth serum. It strips away polite masks and reveals a person's true character. This idea extends to how you manage a team. You don't secure loyalty with high salaries alone. You secure it by creating a golden cage. An environment so good, so advantageous, that the thought of leaving is terrifying. The benefits, the culture, the status, all of it is designed to make the outside world look cold and hostile. This is control through comfort, and it's far more effective than force. Furthermore, generosity is a tool, not a virtue. You are generous to those who can extend your power. You give in ways that make others dependent on you, strengthening your own position. You might fund a local politician, donate to a university to get access to its network, or support an artist to boost your cultural status. These are not acts of charity. They are strategic investments in social and political capital. This law is the hardest to accept because it feels cold and manipulative. But from a purely strategic viewpoint, it's the highest form of financial intelligence. It's recognizing that capital can shape reality. It can alter choices and build armies of loyal followers who don't even know they've been recruited. The masses see money as a way to buy freedom for themselves. The powerful see it as a way to quietly shape the choices of others. This is the final secret of the Machiavellian path to wealth. These principles are not comfortable. They are designed to be effective, not pleasant. If you're ready to discard the lies you've been told and master the art of financial strategy, subscribe to this channel to join a community of thinkers who refuse to play a losing game. Comment with the word leverage below. We've just walked through the 7 laws of Machiavellian wealth. We started by shattering the illusion of fair play and ended by understanding money as a system of psychological power. The path is clear, but it is not for everyone. The conventional path, the one of hard work, honest saving, and blind faith in a rigged system, is a slow march toward mediocrity. It's a life spent on a treadmill, always tired and always falling behind. It's a noble path, perhaps, but it is the path of a pawn. The Machiavellian path is different. It's the path of the strategist. It demands that you see the world with brutal clarity, that you focus on the gap, not your income, that you build a fortress of multiple income streams, that you master leverage and let systems fight for you, that you position yourself where the future is being built, that you build your wealth in silence, and finally, that you learn to wield money as the ultimate tool for shaping your reality. This isn't a guide to being cruel. It is a guide to being realistic. The game of wealth is not a morality play. It's a game of power. The wealthy aren't more evil than you. They just understand the real rules of the game. They know that freedom isn't given. It is seized. After 30, you stand at a crossroads. The naivete of youth is gone. You can keep playing by the rules designed to make you lose and hope for a different result. You can keep telling yourself that your struggle is noble, while others, playing a different game, build empires. Or you can make a different choice. You can accept the world as it truly is. You can decide today to stop being a pawn and start becoming a player. The choice is yours. Remain a virtuous victim in a game you were never meant to win, or become the ruthless architect of your own destiny. The game is being played whether you like the rules or not. The only question is whether you will be its subject or its master.